Good day, this is Timmo Warner in a very loud, wet rainstorm, continuing my trek across San Andreas and especially up Mount Chiliad. So, not nearly as nice a day as it was when we left off at the end of last episode, but let's continue on. Okay. Got a little bit better light now, and I think that peak might be further away than I thought, so I'm probably not as close to the top of the mountain as I was hoping. Fortunately, I did find this roadway, which will let me get to the top without worrying about dying 3 times, as I did in the last episode. Okay, oh no, that's right there. So that wasn't... Oh, civilization, some fences. Okay, so that, which I thought might have been the mountain peak far away, is actually a rocky outcrop very close by. Oh, and there is... that's not the observation deck, that is where the gondola brings you to the top of the mountain. So that is definitely the top of the mountain right there on the right hand side of the screen. So definitely going to reach that in this episode. And it looks like the sun might be coming out, so the rain will hopefully die down as well. Not entirely how loud that's going to be in the final video, but for me, that rain and the storm and the lightning and thunder was incredibly loud. So I may be speaking a little louder than normal to be heard over it. It may prove to be unnecessary. So there is my goal, my mini goal on this trek, to reach the top of Mount Chiliad. Can't really see much of anything in other directions. Very foggy, very wet, but I don't think that's going to last too much longer. So, last episode I could not remember what the topic was from the prior. I have remembered it now, and it was a question from Zeke Idden, who asked, I believe it was Zeke, if it's not I apologize, but he asked if I could live in any video game world, which one would it be? Well, I can tell you for sure it would not be the Grand Theft Auto world. Too violent, well, if I get killed, do I get to respawn like I do in Grand Theft Auto? Or is that it? Is it the video game world but with real world rules? I'm going to say it is the video game world, but with real-world rules, so you're actually living your real life in the video game. So, in that case, definitely not Grand Theft Auto. Let's see, my favorite games have been Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. I don't think either of those would be a particularly good place to actually live in. Riven, which is the sequel to Myst. I believe Myst is pretty much a garbage game, but Riven is one of the most brilliant games I've ever played. The world of Myst and Riven could be a livable place. Might be able to fit in somewhere. Doesn't seem to be a particularly good life unless you wound up living with the writer in his world and just got to see him making the other worlds through his writings and in the books. What other games? Final Fantasy, too much fighting, too much world-ending stuff going on. That's the problem with most video games, is there's always some huge crisis or fight going on, which makes it not a great place to live. What other games have I played? Red Dead Redemption. Too much disease. Not enough technology. Uh, yeah, I was trying to think of a good world to live in, and the best I could come up with on my own was actually the Undertale world. Because if you're stuck there, you can get by without having to get into fights for your life, for the most part. Oh, can't see. Yeah, this looks really pretty when you're way out, away from the city, and it's just the wind blowing and the birds calling, even though you can't see the birds in the non-story mode. But as I was saying, in Undertale, the people are somewhat friendly, depending on how you behave. And it looks like you could manage to make some kind of life for yourself and fit in somewhere. And not have to worry about being killed. Skyrim, Oblivion, life looks too hard in both of those games. Suppose there's City Skylines, which is just a regular town, and you would get a job and go to work and live a regular life. But if you're going to have the chance to live in a video game world, that seems kind of boring. So yeah, I'd stick with the Undertale world. The characters you meet are interesting. You're not going to be attacked and die. And you can live a somewhat normal life, comfortable life, and not have to give up the modern technologies that you're used to. I'm going to go with that. So, Undertale. If you haven't played Undertale, I'm not going to say anything about it, just because it's an old school RPG, but it's quite unique. It's not like most RPGs from back in that period. It's got a good story, it's got good characters. So, I pretty much like it. Probably my favorite games to come out in the last year would be Undertale and The Beginner's Guide. I'm not going to say anything else about those whatsoever. If you're interested, I highly recommend playing them both. West Ridge Trail, Palito Point that way, Aerial Tramway, I don't want that, East Ridge Trail, and Braddock Pass. Hey, from fellow travelers, what's up? What do those red flags mean? And would you like to come on me on my journey? Hey, are you the two guys I saw way back there that I asked if you'd like to come on my journey? Okay, don't want to answer. Well, I hope you have a good day. I may or may not see you later. I'm just going to take a quick peek over here. What the heck? Some red flags over here. I'm not completely sure why. Nice. I'm not going to get too close to the edge here. Very nice view. That is the Alamo Sea. If I'd gone the other way around, that is the path I would have taken. I think it may have been harder to get up the mountain in that direction. But there's a highway which I could have just walked completely around the mountain. But that would have kind of seemed well out of the way. Okay, so let's get to the top of Mount Chiliad. And then from there decide how I'm going to try and get down. Danger. Okay, I won't head that way. So this seems kind of like a milestone in reaching the top of the mountain. Because, okay, the path goes that way. I'm just going to head this way just to get to the very top. And take a look through the binoculars. In my next episode, begin my descent down the mountain, which will also be...
Why the fuck do you have to do that?
Yeah, what's your problem anyways?
I win again!
Excuse me, is there some dispute I can help you fellows with? Anything? Nobody is friendly up here. You should not smoke, especially on top of a mountain. That's going to be awful for your lungs. You're barely getting enough energy or oxygen anyways. Okay, so up here is a couple of binoculars. I wish they were facing the other way, but I can take a quick look at the city for $1. And I might head over to where they're sent to. So there's the station where you take the gondola down to civilization. I don't know either, buddy. Okay, let's see what we can see. There is Los Santos. There's those two guys. Can't really see a lot through this. Don't think it was worth $1. Yeah, I can pretty much see all of this stuff just as well without the binoculars. Or the telescope. Wouldn't really call it a telescope since there's two eyepieces on it. South San Andreas view. Los Santos, blah blah blah. See, oh, okay, so that's what you can see from up here. Got it. Okay. Let's just take a quick look over to see what these people are looking at. Oh, my time is up on the telescope. Where are they? Over here. Don't want to get myself killed. I'll take a picture. That's what I'll do. Head. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Good thing that wasn't a deadly cliff. Gonna come over here. Whoa! Stop walking. Okay, so... Oh, wait a second. That's north. So that's where I'm heading. Okay, let's get out my camera here. Okay, so... I'm heading out to those islands as the northernmost point in San Andreas. So... I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to get down from here. Gondola would be the easiest way. But, so there's not much civilization between me and the end of the world left. So let's get on the road. Goodbye. Oh, in case you haven't heard, I'm walking all the way across San Andreas. Looks like I've nearly made it. Just gotta not die getting down the mountain. So if you want, you can come with me, or maybe when I'm done, you'll want my autograph. So remember the name, Timmo Warner. Have a good day. Okay. If I use this... Okay, let's just cheat on this one little... Whoa! Okay. Doesn't count as running. Okay, now I'm on the road. Not exactly heading the direction I want to go, but close enough, I think. And... Okay, let's stick with the road. I know I'm going to die. I really had hoped to make it all the way across the state without dying at all. But let's keep it to as few deaths as possible. Yeah, that's dangerous. If I'm really lucky, this will curve to the left and it'll start bringing me northward. If not, I'll just have to make up the distance down below. I could check the map, but that for some reason feels a bit like cheating to me. Okay, so let's just try and find somewhere interesting. Actually, that's kind of a nice shot. I like this. Okay, so if you like this series, please leave me a like. As always, please leave any questions or topics for future conversation in the comments below, and I will surely get to them because I'm just about out. especially with the problems I've had with the last episode. I've had to upload it a couple times now, and it's had glitches both times. My internet's been a little flaky, but hopefully with this episode 12, it's a brand new, successful start to the series. So, until next time, this is Timmo Warner, wishing you a good day.